Hi everyone, my name is Julie. This is Keep Calm with Books and Coffee. I talk about books on this channel, mainly books about magic, and welcome to the second half of the month vlog for Battle of the Girl Bands Readathon. So at this point in the month, I have read my 4 prompts. I have also stolen three. I have completed 3 steals, and I'm working on my next one, which is Capture the Crown by Jennifer Estep. I'm not sure what I'm going to count this for yet, but we'll find something, I'm sure. If nothing else, I will count this for the royalty prompt, and then I will find something else to count. You know, we just keep changing things up as we go along, because those are my 2 main reads right now. In Capture the Crown, we are following Gemma, who is a princess, and she has a mortal enemy who is the prince of a neighboring kingdom, who the neighboring kingdom tried to kill her family a few years ago. So she is on a mission to both protect her kingdom as well as defeat this other royal boy, and I think there's going to be some sparks that fly. It feels much more romantic-y than the previous trilogy, but I'm having a good time with this. I'm about 10% in. And then I'm sure I'm going to throw something else in the mix because I usually have more than 3 things going all at once, but I just finished a few volumes of Spy Family, so I haven't decided what else I'm going to read alongside these 2. So that's my update for now, and I will tell you more when I have more thoughts. Good morning, everyone. So this is the first update for this vlog, and it is February 20th. I should have started this a few days ago. Oops. But I have not had a ton of updates for you because I have just been feeling super slumpy. I don't know if I told you that I finished Spy Family's volume 2 through 4 for the Starts with S prompt for Spice Girls, and I submitted that, and that's the last thing I submitted. I've just been starting a lot of books, making a little bit of progress in things, but not doing a whole lot of reading. Saturday, I'm reading, but I definitely didn't feel like getting deep into anything on Friday, like over the weekend. I had movie club on Friday, I had a event on Saturday, and then on Sunday I thought I was gonna have plans, and then those got canceled. And then also we had the Cheetah Girls watch along for part 2, which was so fun, but my day was sort of discombobulated because I had plans and then they were gone, and then, you know, like, it's just been sort of all busy all the time. And now tonight, on the 20th, I am going to IRL book club. My local bookstore is doing a romance book club, and I really like going. And I haven't been there since before Christmas, so I want to try and get there this week. But that's updates. Reading updates are that I've started Dune. Who is she? A bunch of people were starting it over in one of Bree's booktube servers, and I have not had a strong desire to start this book, but I am curious enough. The FOMO is real enough that when everyone was gonna try it, I thought I would also start it, and I think I'm at the almost 20% mark. Not quite. I think I'm between 15 and 20, and which is a huge gap in a book that large, but I didn't look at the percentage before I opened up and started filming. So I was at 15 last night when I went to bed, and I've listened to a couple of chapters here this morning, and it is interesting. I don't know that it's going to be something I continue with, and I don't know that it's something I am gonna like really enjoy in the end, but it is interesting, and I am fascinated by the sort of story of it. It feels like a good exercise for me, both because it's, like I said, interesting, like the world building and the politics is interesting, but I don't read a lot of epic fantasy or epic sci-fi, and this is sort of a blend. So this feels like a good exercise for me to kind of sink my teeth into a thick book. I'm also reading Capture the Crown by Jennifer Estep, which is a buddy read with a friend, and I'm making slow progress in that. That's what I was trying to read over the weekend, and then I just didn't get anywhere. So I've listened to a chapter of that this morning as well. Obviously, I woke up early and didn't sleep very well. And then I am also working on House of Salt and Sorrows, and I feel like there's something else. I started The Tiger's Wife, which is Leandra's host pick for Battle of the Girl Bands, but I'm not sure about this one. It is very just not what I'm used to. It's very like lit ficky, which is interesting, but I am not like grabbed. Like so far it's not like pulling me in. It might be because I'm reading too many things. It might be just not the right time for me because I'm finding the idea really fascinating and I like our narrator, but it just hasn't like grabbed me. And maybe I'm just not deep enough in the story yet because I'm only like a few percent in, like maybe 10. I should have more solid updates for you, but I don't. That's my morning update for now. I have the end of this week off. Like I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I have off Thursday through Sunday. So I am really excited to have a 4-day weekend and like clean up the house. You can't see what a mess my room is. Clean up the house and just get some good reading done. I'm excited. So that's my update for now, and I will talk to you all later on. Hello, so I have a very exciting package here from Illumicrate, and I thought I would show you all the unboxing of this because this is going to be Sunbringer, which since I picked Godkiller for my host pick for Battle of the Girl Bands, it felt appropriate to open the sequel on camera with you all. So I'm so excited. I have been seeing them on Instagram, but I've been trying not to look too closely because I want it to be as surprised as possible. I'm so thrilled that this is here. I am probably not going to be reading this for another month, honestly, until it comes out in the US and I can get the audiobook. And I also want to try to read it with some people. We'll see if that works out. I should stop crinkling, but it's here and it's here. It's here. Oh my, wow. Okay, this is absolutely stunning. Wow. Okay, I don't know that I'm doing it justice. Oh my gosh, the end papers, Sketty again. Ooh, what can this mean? Oh my goodness, this is, wow. Wow. I unfortunately did not get a signed copy. I was not fast enough and I didn't get a signed copy, but I don't care. This is so gorgeous. I am just thrilled to bits to have the Illumicrate edition. So I'm so happy. I'm so happy it's here. Ooh, the quote on the back is also very good. Do you want to see? What does it mean? What does it mean? I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Gorgeous. Beautiful. Thrilled. Can't wait. Oh my gosh. Ah! Okay, that's my thoughts. If I have reading updates, I'll tell you more later. Good morning, everyone. It is Friday. I have off work today. I am mostly unmoored. Like, I don't have a ton of cleaning to do. I have some, but like not a lot. The only thing really in my plans for the day is to watch the Cheetah Girls movie with the rest of the Battle of the Girl Bands Cheetah Girl hosts, as well as anyone else who'd like to join us at 7 o'clock. So I'm thrilled about that. That should be hilarious, if nothing else. And I am going to finish some books. I have so many books on the go, too many things that I haven't gotten deep enough into. I was reading Dune this week, which was fine, but I'm almost at the 50% mark and it just is taking so long to finish. So I am going to concentrate on some of my other reads today. Mostly, And then I'm also reading Capture the Crown by Jennifer Estep, which I am not enjoying as much as I enjoyed the Crown of Shards trilogy. So I'd like to get deeper into that and kind of get deeper into the plot so that maybe I will be more entertained, and I'd like to get that done. I started A River Enchanted, I started A Tiger's Wife, I have Beneath the Sugar Sky borrowed as well. That is my reward if I finish one of these other books to add to the rotation, and I just have too many things going. So I'm trying to finish at least one thing today, if not more, and then we will go from there. And I have prompts for all of these things, so I need to get some books done so that I can enter some prompts, get some points, and, you know, get myself rolling again. I have my coffee, I have my audiobook. It's time to get going. Before we go into the update, I am just going to show you how pretty this stack is. And also, like, this is what I'm currently reading. Like, look how aesthetically pleasing all the blues are. The blue and, like, grays are right now. Just, they all fit together so well, and I didn't even try that. So I have absolutely no clue when I last updated you. I have had a really cruddy reading week, and not even that the books were bad, the books were mid, and I feel like that's just worse sometimes. So I will update you on the things. So the update first is that I realized I finished a book. I was literally finishing a book, I was in the epilogue, finished the epilogue, was listening to the author's notes, submitted it for Battle of the Girls Readathon, went to market as read on Goodreads and stuff, and then I got to the end and it said that this production was produced by St. Martin's Press. So if you see some gaps in what was going on in the first half of this vlog, you will know why now. Because when I looked at the book on Storygraph, the publisher was listed differently because it was who created the audiobook, and I did not catch that, and I didn't have a physical book to like see the spine or anything. So we're gonna edit out my thoughts on that book because it's a St. Martin Press title. I'm mad at myself, but someday you will know what I thought of that. My other two books that I have finished this week are nope, I haven't finished that. I have finished this. Capture the Crown by Jennifer Estep, which is the first book in the Gargoyle Queen series. This follows Gemma, who is a princess. She also works as a spy, and she is infiltrating some mines in her kingdom in order to figure out what is happening to some very valuable ore that they are mining, and it keeps going missing, and she discovers that it has been going across the border into enemy territory, and she decides to try and figure out what's going on with that. This is the sequel trilogy to the Crown of Shards trilogy, and honestly, I am so disappointed in this. I really loved the Crown of Shards trilogy. It was such a fun blend of fantasy and like a little bit of romance, but it wasn't it wasn't a fantasy that took itself real seriously. It was fun, it was light, it was fluffy. It was honestly a great read and a really good time, and it had politics as well as character development at the forefront, whereas this reads so much younger when our main character is supposed to be about the same age, and it also blends a much higher dose of romance in there. So it's much more on the romantasy scale. It is much further towards romantasy. I would say it's fully romantasy rather than the other series. So I was really disappointed in this. There's a lot of things that just, the blend wasn't balanced very well because our character reads so young. Some of the things that were happening to her and the things that were she was trying to do didn't fit, like didn't blend well. It just felt weird as a juxtaposition. So I didn't love this. This is like a 3-star from me. Very disappointed. Really wanted to love that. Not going to be prioritizing the sequels anytime soon, but I'm not saying it's not going to happen and I'm not going to read it. I'm just 3 stars, mid. I'm almost mad. Like it could go deep, it could go further down maybe if I continue to be this mad about it, but right now I'm sitting at like a 3. What else have I read? I think I have updated you on all of this, and I am currently reading A House of Salt and Sorrows, which I am not going to update you on my thoughts because this is for another vlog. I am, let's see what Storygraph has to say that I'm reading. Oh, I'm working on Dune. I am currently reading Dune. I'm about halfway through. I have some serious quibbles with this book of things that have not aged well, but I do find it interesting. I do find the politics interesting. I think it's a good show of how far we've come in sci-fi and as a society, that the book is, you know, it's like someone, I think Margaret said on Sprints, that it is the Lord of the Rings of sci-fi, and it does feel a bit like that like things haven't aged well, but there's a lot of things that people copied from Dune and took going into sci-fi going forward, and I think that's good. I really don't think at this point that I'm going to continue on from the next book. I will finish this and I find it really interesting, but it's not gripping me enough that I'm going to move on to book 2. I'm also reading The Tiger's Wife, which this is my book of today. This is the book I'm going to like settle down and really try to get deeper into today because I am confused as heck and I don't want to DNF it if I don't have to, but I keep putting it down for long stretches of time. So that's going to be my book for today. And then my reward book, if I finish House of Salt and Sorrows, or if I get to the 50% mark of The Tiger's Wife, my reward is to read Beneath the Sugar Sky. I was really going to participate in the 72 hours in the reading nook, but I just haven't. I have been reading my own stuff. I spun the spinner wheel and got like Beneath the Sugar Sky for a prompt of a book that was under 300 pages, but it was just too much. I'm trying to do too many things, and I decided that I'm just gonna read what I want and do what I want this weekend and it has been a content couple of days and a reading couple of days, and I just decided not to take anything else on. I'm just doing my own thing and gonna get through these books and get some points. Hello everyone. So I don't think I even really introduced The Tiger's Wife to you because I've just finished it. So the start of this book, we are following Natalia, and she lives somewhere in Eastern Europe. The consensus seems to be the Balkans or possibly Yugoslavia, based on the reviews I've read. I think we are somewhere in the 1960s. I don't know for sure. I think we're like the mid 1960s. And in this, we're following Natalia, who is a young doctor who her grandfather has just passed away, and she is made responsible for retrieving his belongings from the clinic where he died. And she is already out in the countryside providing vaccines to children. So she says she's going to do this. And then she is kind of reflecting back on her relationship with her grandfather, which she tells us is mainly like solidified in these 2 stories that sort of were frameworks for his life. One was The Deathless Man and one is The Jungle Book. I have so many thoughts right now. First of all, I don't know what the point of this book was. Like, I do not understand what the plot was trying to accomplish, and I really don't feel like we got any resolution because I don't know where we were going. But the 2 stories I thought were going to end up being symbolic of the different themes that we had going on throughout this book. And I think they were, but I don't know if I understood the symbolism. So for example, at the halfway point, I thought that the Deathless Man story was going to be a allegory, symbol, metaphor for tuberculosis, based on the incorporation of like the vampire tales we were sort of spinning into this, as well as the whole vaccination piece. I thought that was maybe for tuberculosis as I was reading this, and the examples we had of the Deathless Man story all tied into that, and that all felt very like I was following that, and I got that, and I was like, okay, I've got it. And then as we got closer to the end, that didn't seem to work as well, but I don't know what it was actually supposed to be. So I don't know if I missed that because I was on the wrong track the whole time, or if it was just like magical realism I was supposed to get out of that. Then the Tiger's Wife section, the Jungle Book part, was all about her grandfather as a child. I do not know what the tiger was an allegory for. Like, I at the end of the day, I don't. I have some theories, I have some thoughts, but I have no solid proof. I actually had a good time with this up until like the 50% mark, and then it really started to not work for me. I honestly think that if we had followed one of these stories, it may have worked better, but tying the two together and basing them both on the grandfather, and then also having the timeline of Natalia, when her timeline didn't really accomplish anything, didn't really work for me. Maybe once Leandra explains more to me, I will know better what's going on, but I'm lost. Totally lost. Right now, this is sitting at like a 2-star, 2.5 star maybe. I'm really confused about the end, and I really didn't like the way this ended. So Battle of the Girl Bands is over. It's actually like March 2nd, so it's been over for a couple of days. And I really didn't update you since I finished The Tiger's Wife, and my confusion over that. I have just like watched that, and I was so confused. I'm still not sure what happened with that book, but we're gonna move past it. I did finish Dune in the last week of the readathon. I think I finished it on Tuesday because it was going back on Wednesday, so I think I finished it on Tuesday. And this book was really interesting. I put a full review on Goodreads with my thoughts because I was really having a lot of thoughts about this book at the end. I pretty much stayed the same. I thought there were things that really didn't age well, were problematic, were issues. I could see the value in this book as a piece of like the basis of what sci-fi kind of grew out of, which was really interesting. I think the elements of it could have worked for me really well because it was like a mix of sci-fi, cli-fi, and fantasy. Like, there was a lot of elements in here that felt right up my street, could work for me. However, I think the first half of the book, I really think this book could have been split into 3, because the first half worked pretty well for me. The 3/4 portion was a little bit difficult, lots of pacing issues there, and lots of just, I felt like we were glossing over big picture stuff. And then the last quarter was just entirely too rushed. I feel like Frank found out that he was not going to get a sequel and just tried to wrap up a longer story very, very quickly. Especially the time jump section. Like, there is a time jump in this book, and I honestly felt like it was so much of a larger time jump than what we were being told, just based on how much changed, how much happened, the like things that were the plot points that we were like missing. It just felt like it needed, that could have been a book of like that evolving, and it just felt like such a much larger time jump than what we were told it was. So that bothered me as well. So this is sitting at like a 3-star, and I didn't have a bad time, but I don't think I'll be continuing on with the series, because for such a long book, I didn't get as much out of it as I was hoping, but I didn't hate it. So very middle of the road, so 3 stars. Then I did read A River Enchanted as well in the last couple of days of the readathon, and this was Rainey's pick for our like group ultimate buddy read, and I honestly was not sure. This is the story of Jack, who is he's a musician, a bard on the mainland, and then he goes back to his home island and is trying to help solve the mystery of missing girls on his home island, and the laird, or the like head of his clan, has called him back to help with that purpose. And I think I'm going to end up rating this about a 3.75 star, because the longer I'm away from it, the more I'm like liking it and reflecting on it. I think I tried to read this too quickly, to be honest. I think I was really jam-packing this into the last few days of the readathon because I wanted to get it done and submitted for points, which it was fine. I understood what happened. I followed the plot. It was great. I just was, I feel like I was listening to this all really close together, and I wish I had taken more time with it. This really has a lot of interesting mythology to it. I really liked the way that the author incorporated Scottish myth and Fae myth into this, and it felt really, those two felt authentically tied together because of the history of those two things, and sort of and that just worked really well, I thought, as a basis for this. And then she told her story on top of it, and it all worked really well. Like, I mean, that was just so excellent and well done, in my opinion. The hard part of this for me was Jack as our main character. He really felt like he was committed to the mainland when he got to the island. Like, he was not gonna stay. He had this, like, not come back in 10 years and not been interested in coming back, and he, like, didn't care about anything that was happening on the island. And then it felt like he was there for 2 seconds and was recommitted to the island. So that was, like, I think the hurdle for me. I actually really liked the twist. I saw a few people in our Discord talk about not liking the twist, and I actually really liked that. I thought it fit in with the mythology theme and sort of the what was going on in, like, the undertones of the story. I really liked that, and I think it actually made me like the book more because I liked that. And the ending made me want to immediately pick up the second book. So I'm gonna try to do that sometime soon, maybe in the coming you know, few months or so, but we shall see. I'm committed to a lot of things in March, so I don't think it'll be in March, but there are a lot of things that I want to read and have to read for various projects, so I don't think it'll be March, but it'll be soon, so I don't forget any of this. That is it for the Battle of the Girl Bands Readathon. This was so much fun. Thank you, Rainey, for including me as a co-host. I had the best time, and I can't wait to see what you come up with for next year. Thank you to all my fellow co-hosts for just being awesome and picking some good books to read. And also just to everyone who participated or joined us on the watch-alongs, because those were excellent as well. But I think I need to stop thanking people. I feel like I've won the Grammy and I'm making the thank you speech. But I think Rainey's gonna announce that today, so we'll see who the winner was. But thank you so much for watching. If you have any thoughts or feelings or want to share anything about the books or stuff that I talked about today, you can leave that down below. And I will see you next time. Bye.